Good evening, Black people and all allies fighting for Black liberation, Black prosperity, and Black joy. I'm Charles Blow, and welcome to Prime. The House is prepared to vote to advance the bipartisan infrastructure bill and a broader budget blueprint. The vote puts House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and progressive Democrats at odds with some moderate Democrats who want the infrastructure vote first. A group of 9 moderate Democrats have threatened to withhold support for the $3.5 trillion budget over the timing of the vote for the infrastructure bill. Timing has been a point of contention due to Speaker Pelosi's stance that she would not bring the infrastructure bill to the House floor until the Senate approves the broader spending package. Moving forward with both the infrastructure bill and the broader budget blueprint would allow Congress to begin the process of passing the broader spending package through reconciliation. This contentious battle between moderates and progressives is a feature of the modern Democratic Party and is not limited to Capitol Hill. It reaches all the way down to the local level. There was a very public rift in a divisive election for Ohio's 11th district between Nina Turner and Shontel Brown. Progressives like Bernie Sanders and the squad backed fellow progressive Nina Turner, while support from moderates like Hillary Clinton, Jim Clyburn, and the leadership of the Congressional Black Caucus propelled Shontel Brown to victory. Now, in Buffalo, a similar fight pins a moderate city council against socialist India Walton, who won the city's mayoral primary. In November, Walton will be the only candidate on the ballot as she defeated 4-term Mayor Byron Brown, and the Republican Party failed to field a candidate. But with Walton on track to become Buffalo's next mayor, the Buffalo Commons Council is looking to dissolve the mayor's office and appoint a city manager instead. While there are concerns about the elimination of the balance of powers given the council's ability to appoint and replace the city manager, the body still plans to move forward with the measure. Joining us to discuss the Buffalo Common Council's motion and the friction within the Democratic Party is Buffalo mayoral candidate India Walton. Ms. Walton, thank you so much for joining us. Why does the Buffalo Common Council view you as so much of a threat that it is willing to scrap the idea of a mayor of Buffalo altogether to prevent you from becoming mayor?
So I don't believe that this effort by the Common Council is meant to circumvent my rise to the mayorship. I think this is a culmination of many years of frustration with the imbalance of power. A few years ago, the Buffalo Common Council got rid of at-large seats that really served to provide a balance of power between the executive branch and the legislative branch of our city government. So I think that this has been just a culmination of a bubbling of frustration with the city council. I don't necessarily believe that it's against me. I think that what I get from most members of the Common Council is that they are excited to have the possibility to finally work with a mayor who is going to work alongside the council to advance legislation that's going to benefit the people of Buffalo, New York.
But if they pass this measure, would it mean that you would not become mayor?
There is a very slim to none chance that this will be in effect before I assume office, right? What's happening is that right now the Common Council is exploring the idea of a city manager. It will have to come to a ballot referendum, which means that it will have to be put forth before the voters of Buffalo, and is not likely to happen before I assume office. And I believe that there are issues that face everyday Buffalonians that are more worthy of being put on the ballot before we think about having a city manager. So I'm not concerned about it. I'm running my race. I'm running hard and strong toward November 2nd, and I believe that I'm going to be able to work really well with the Common Council to be able to do what's best for the people of Buffalo.
What are you going to change about Buffalo if you become mayor of the city?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Charles. The number one thing is that I am a co governor. I don't claim to have all of the answers. I believe that the people closest to the problem are closest to the solution. So I'm really interested in neighborhood planning and really getting down into the nitty gritty, rolling up my sleeves, working at the neighborhood level to explore what their ideas are for solutions for their own communities and neighborhoods, and implementing that, putting the resources behind all of the great, bold, visionary ideas that everyday Buffalonians have had for decades that have gone ignored and dismissed, and really having a real sense of pride and civic engagement and ownership in our community of the folks who actually live and work here every day.
You identify as a socialist. How does that separate you from a Democratic candidate?
We are living in a time where Democrat and Republican doesn't mean a lot to everyday working class folks, right? Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, you have cast your ballot and you've not seen the material conditions of your community change, because we're living in a time of hyper-capitalism, neoliberalism, where workers are really the least of us and the last ones that folks think about. And for me, being a democratic socialist means that not only do I put the people first, but there's this sense of deep democracy that prioritizes the people who actually do the work, that keep our municipalities, our companies working, right? Like, when we talk about reclaiming the means of production, it means that we're not working to enrich the already wealthy. It means that we are working to make sure that the lives of everyday working class folks are better, that we have health care, quality education, quality affordable housing, a sustainable planet where we're not destroying our earth that's already on fire, and that we are really taking the time and care to take care of one another. And that's what democratic socialism means to me.
Senator Bernie Sanders also describes himself as a democratic socialist. Are your principles and ideas and policies completely in line with his? And if not, how do they differ?
I don't believe that my principles and ideas are completely in line with anyone, right? And I say that because I've had different life experiences that have shaped my worldview. So while Senator Sanders is a person that I look up to, I appreciate his support in my campaign. His endorsement was one of the ones that really fueled the fire that has propelled us to a national um, sort of scene. What I will say is that being a Black woman, being a mother, means that I have perspectives that differ from a lot of mainstream ideology. And I also know that it's going to require more of me than most people in order to advance the policies that I want to see for my people, especially in a place that is traditionally as conservative as Buffalo, New York. So while I very closely align with Senator Sanders, there is some tweaking and compromising that I acknowledge has to happen in order for me to move my constituency forward and closer to a path of justice and equity for all.
Tell us one of the tweaks. What are one of the things that Sanders stands for that you would tweak and do differently?
So just the principle of democratic socialism in and of itself, right? I often liken what I believe and what I say to my career as a nurse. And I say that when I speak to other nurses, I speak in different language than I do to lay people. So just being able to break down the principles of some of the things that we believe, like what does it mean to have universal health care? There are a lot of people who think that, you pull yourself up by your bootstraps if you are employed in certain industries or are able to afford health care, then you deserve it. And there are other folks who don't. Right, but from my perspective, we speak about universal health care in a way that means it's a cost saving not necessarily because people deserve it, which they do. Everyone does, but you have to appeal to a broader audience and a broader sensibility. So, for everyday Americans, we all deserve healthcare, but also for fiscal conservatives, healthcare for everyone just makes sense. It's cheaper, it's more cost effective, it protects our investments into public health more so than a capital view of it where everyone is paying for every single thing, and people are dying for lack of access.
India Walton on track to become the next mayor of Buffalo. That is, if the Common Council doesn't get rid of the office before she arrives. Thank you so much, Ms. Walton, for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it. The FDA has formally approved the Pfizer vaccine. We'll talk about which skeptics might be convinced next. You're watching Prime on BNC.